So, as we said, we found this Newmar Canyon Star at Annie's RV in Hazeldale, Washington. And so, we figured we got excellent credit, and we figured we'd just go in within 48 hours after we liked it. We'd be able to get approved and have no issues. So, they had financing here. We started to go through them, and for some reason
we had issues with they couldn't run your social security.
They couldn't find my social security number on Experian. They were saying it was the wrong social security number, which was odd. So she asked us if we had a credit union or a bank that we wanted to look at. So we looked at our bank that we've been with, our credit union, Arsenal Credit Union. They said they did RV loans. We applied for it, and in the beginning they said declined, which I called up some of the people there. I used to serve on the board at this credit union. I called some of the people up asking them to recheck, because with near 800 credit and no late payments or anything in the last 15 years, I thought it was odd that we were declined for a loan. And so they re-looked at it and they approved us, but they approved us and they wanted 50% down. So what we learned is that some places say they do RV loans, but they really don't want to. We also had Chris's close friend Gail has worked in banking her whole life, works for a credit union, and the last credit union she worked with, she said really does enjoy the taking on the RV loans, but the one she works out now doesn't. And she says they do the same thing. They just don't touch them, or they come back with some terms that are crazy. So we looked into a couple other options, and one we started with was Good Sam's. So I had never had any experience with Good Sam's financing, so we thought we'd give it a try, and fairly quickly got an approval within, I think, 24 hours. So we came back in with the pre-approval, and we went ahead and did the contract, trading in the trailer. We actually dropped our trailer here because we figured it would be a couple of days, and Chris's dad Charlie lives about 45 minutes away, so we just thought we would stay there out in the cabin. And so we did that, and it turns out that process, Good Sam's, even though it was pleasurable from how quickly we got approved, the process was like 20 years ago, 1980s or something, because everything was via mail and hard copy paper, no DocuSign, no electronic email type stuff. And to make matters worse, UPS had some type of mechanical delay, so the overnight turned to 2 days, and then the check was supposed to be here on Saturday on the way back, and it didn't get here on Saturday, so we had 3 or 4 or 5 days of delay. Long story short, 2 or 3 days staying out in the primitive cabin, being homeless without our trailer, turned into 2 weeks. So 2 weeks as of yesterday, since we got back from the car show. It did have some positives. We got to spend some really good family time, but we missed out on a whole week of being out on the Oregon coast, which was kind of a bummer. But we can come back again and boondock right there on the beach, maybe at a better time of year, because it's starting to turn to that rainy season out here.
Yep.
So we're getting ready to go trade it in right across the street here and pick up our brand new motorhome. Should we let them come with us, or?